Horror Planet, where horror memories live. Shock till you drop, where more horror stories are. Screams 1. It was a dark and stormy night. Sarah was driving home from a long day at work, but the rain was coming down so hard that she could barely see the road. As she turned onto a lonely country road, her headlights caught a glimpse of a figure standing by the side of the road. It was a man, soaked to the bone and shivering in the cold. Feeling sorry for him, Sarah pulled over and rolled down her window. "Do you need a ride?" she asked. The man nodded gratefully and got into the car. He didn't say much, but Sarah could feel his eyes on her as she drove. She tried to make small talk, but the man just stared out the window, his hands clenched in his lap. As they drove deeper into the countryside, Sarah began to feel uneasy. The man seemed to be getting more agitated by the minute, his eyes darting around the car as if he was searching for something. Suddenly, he lunged at her, his hands closing around her throat. Sarah screamed and tried to fight him off, but he was too strong. She could feel herself losing consciousness as he squeezed the life out of her. Just when she thought it was all over, the man suddenly released her and slumped back in his seat. Sarah gasped for air, her heart pounding in her chest. She turned to the man, ready to demand an explanation, but what she saw made her scream again. The man's face was twisted in a grotesque, demonic grin. His eyes glowed with an otherworldly light, and his skin seemed to be melting off his bones. In terror, Sarah slammed on the brakes and jumped out of the car, running as fast as she could into the night. But it was too late. The man had already taken possession of her body, and she was doomed to spend eternity as his willing host, screaming in horror as he forced her to do his bidding.